So, good morning. It's a rainy spring morning, and I've got a lot of stuff that I want to do this morning in my kitchen. And this weekend I made soap, so later on I want to get the soap out of the mold. But to start with, I want to show you, Tom made me this box over the weekend. I made soap, he made a box, and it's to keep my knitting supplies in. Oh, I was going to show you, I had a littler one, and the littler one I could get my yarn and my needles in, but I couldn't get any of my recipes, my knitting patterns in. So this I can, and I don't know, anyway, that's it. I'll even show you, wait just a minute. There, and what this is made from the tree that we took out in December, the big camphor tree that was 68 years old, that the roots were beginning to ruin the shop and headed for the house, and it had to come out, which was sad, but it did. Oh, I love the lid. I don't know if you can tell, I'll show you, but the lid has a little knot hole in it. I think that's cute. And it's the only one in the world like it, and it's from our tree, and Tom made it for me. I just love it. So I wanted to show you that. And then yesterday I asked about kefir, and what I decided even before I really got the video out was I am going to strain it. And yes, it makes a little bit different texture, but I love it still, and I like the tang of it. And this morning I had a glass with my cayenne pepper on top, and so that I just thought was real nice. So that's what I decided. And then one of the things I have to do this morning is make mayo, and you know, I showed you how to make mayo in a jar, and the original recipes that I saw all used Dijon mustard, of which I don't want to use especially. And I have a thing about recipes. Recipes are made by people. I'm a people. So I have a recipe, and it's tested. And what I've done, I'll put my egg in here, and this is a small handful of parsley. And I'll put that in there. I'll put a clove of garlic and my salt and pepper, and then I'll make it just like I did before with the immersion blender. And I'll have mayonnaise, and it makes. And I wanted to try it because this summer I like to put basil in, and I like to put a combination of basil and parsley and different things. And so I wanted to make sure I could do it, and I can. And then also today I have to start a new bunch of sauerkraut cabbage fermenting. And I was going to put onions in it this time, but I decided, I finally remembered I'd done it before, and I really didn't like it as well. So I'm not, but I thought, and of course I probably can't do this because I can't very well talk and do stuff at the same time, but I left off with my sheep story where we bought the 4 sheep, one promptly died. The first one to go into labor had to be shot by the vet, but we rescued the 2 lambs, mutton head and lamb chop, and I bottle fed them. Well, then we were a little bit leery, what's going to happen next? Well, the next one went into labor, and she just acted crazy. And she gave birth to a nice ram lamb, but she wouldn't go near it. I had to dry it off, and she just ran all over the field. And finally we got her contained, and her little lamb next to her, and then they were able to bond somehow. Well, they didn't have names, but at that time we named the mother Igna and the ram lamb Ramus, so it was Igna Ramus. So those were its name. And then there's one more to deliver. And now we're really getting, we're going out, we're checking her, and one morning I go out and she has twin lambs, they're doelings. And I was so excited, I run back and tell Tom she had her lambs just all by herself. And so he comes out and looks. Well, by then there's 3. She has triplets. Well, we didn't know enough to know that maybe triplets should be fed, but we thought maybe we might help her, but she didn't want any help. So she raised those 3 by herself, and we named her Mother Superior. And so that's how we started out. One other thing that I want to say before I go on with my sheep story, and I'd like to tell you one more, but lamb chop and mutton head grew up, and they're farm animals, and we grew them to either sell or to have meat or to have new lambs if they were nice does and we wanted to increase our herd. So did we eat those too? Yes, we did. But let me tell you something about when you bottle feed an animal. It doesn't mean that animal is bonded to you like it would be another sheep. And by the time they got older, they were butting me. And they were butting hard. And they say if you bottle feed a llama, you're raising a lethal animal that's going to possibly kill you. So it's not that we ate our dear little pets. We ate some very sweet lambs, and they were very sweet, and we ate them with knife and fork, lots of garlic, and I always put a clove or two of cloves. I always put a few cloves along with the cloves of garlic when I cooked a lamb, and they were very good. And actually, it was our first experience at eating lamb, and we found out we liked it. So that is how we started out with our 4 original sheep. And I'd like to tell you how we ended up in another time. So I'm off today in Surviving the 80s to do a lot of little things, enjoyable things, and I hope you have a nice, even though your day might not be a nice rainy day, have a nice day.